Hello, and welcome to the Bearded PT. I am the Bearded PT. Now, have you ever done a remodel on a home? It always takes a lot longer than you really think it should. It's quite a bit of work, isn't it? You have to go through 3 distinct stages when you're remodeling your house. First, the fun stuff, demolition. Tearing out the old stuff, taking down walls, pulling up the carpet, getting the cabinets out of the way. You got to get rid of the old stuff before you can put the new stuff in. Stage really doesn't take very long. There's a lot of activity, but it only lasts for a couple of days. Then what you have to do, you got to bring in your construction crew and start rebuilding things, putting walls back up, the drywall, flooring back down, putting the cabinets in, and it always takes a little bit longer than you really planned on or they think it should. And then the third stage, this is where you're putting in your finishing touches, where you're putting the paint on the wall, the different tiles, choosing your draperies, the furniture, the pillows, so on and so forth, etc., etc. And that stage really does take quite a bit longer than what you really planned on. Now, the metaphor here is that your body goes through a lot of the same processes, a remodeling process. When you injure your tissues, your body does go through some very predictable stages of healing. Now, unless you have a very specific genetic disorder or disease that impacts your ability to heal, we know that the human body will go through these distinct stages of healing very well. First and foremost, we have an inflammatory state where your body is going through and actively cleaning it out. That's your demolition crew. Those are the street sweepers that are cleaning out what had been injured. Now, inflammation is not a bad word. We tend to give it a bad connotation, that it's something that needs to be controlled. But the reality is, we have to go through some inflammation in order to get into the stages of healing. Now, that lasts for a couple of days to a couple of weeks. Beyond that, the second stage is the rebuilding stage, where your cells are actively laying down new fibers. This is your construction crew rebuilding things back up. Now, we know that our tissues will lay all those fibers down within a matter of 2, 3, 4 months. So within about 3 months, your tissues have healed fairly well back to normal. But of course, these new fibers, they're still young, they're still kind of weak. So the third stage you have to go through is a stage of strengthening those fibers up. This is like putting the finishing touches. And this does take, a few months to 6 months. It takes quite a bit of time. But usually during that time frame, you're feeling pretty good. Now, I know there's probably a lot of you out there then asking, well then, why do I still have pain? If my tissues have healed within 3 months, doesn't that mean my tissues haven't healed? And that is kind of a tough question, because we're taught, again, based on this Cartesian model, that pain comes from your body. That if you're having pain, it's either coming from tissue problem or it's made up. But the reality is, maybe your pain isn't related to tissue dysfunction. Now, in about 1/4 of the population, 1 in 4 people, you can end up with pain persistent beyond that 3 months of healing. It does happen. Now, I'm going to beat you to the punch here. Don't you dare think I'm saying that your pain is not real, or that you're all in your head, or you're making it up. All pain at all time is always real. There is no such thing as fake pain. But yes, you can end up pain well beyond the time frame where your tissues have healed and gone back to normal. And we're going to dive into this next time. So the question is, why? What is it about your alarm system, your nervous system really, that continues to send or process information and result in pain? Now join me next time. I am the Bearded PT. Let's get moving, people.